6 things man's best friend can teach us about our businesses, supersizing our businesses. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a couple of man's best friend. Man's best friend is, of course, an idiomatic expression for dogs. In 1789, King Frederick of Prussia once said, "A dog is a man's best friend," and it stuck because scientists have shown that men and dogs, or people and dogs have adapted and evolved to live side by side and enjoy living with humans. Dates back at least 15,000 years since dogs have been domesticated and started to live side by side with humans. They adapted to. So first thing I think about is, how can I get the people I want to serve, the ideal people, my ideal customers, to adapt to doing business just with me and choosing us as the first source for problems and solutions that we can solve for them. But there's 6 things that dogs do for us that can be related to and we can use to supersize and grow our business. But what are those things? Number 1, dogs become part of our families, right? Our pets become part of our families. It doesn't just apply to dogs, but this expression applies to dogs. Man's best friend is considered a dog because dogs become part of the family, which leads us to the topic of relationships. Business and supersizing our business and growing our business is all about relationships. Who we choose to be in relationships with, finding our ideal customers, serving the people that we feel best serving and are best suited to serve, will always help us to supersize and grow our business. That also reminds me of the people that we choose to be our best friends and learn from and grow from as we're building and growing our business. I think of mentors. My nephew is just graduated from college and he's a very good golfer, and he's been golfing since he was really young, and he has found that golfing, he ends up golfing with men that are very successful and have already developed their careers, so they're helping him through the process of finding his first job by doing information interviews, linking him with other people and networking. So mentors can come from anywhere, obviously from hobbies and sports and things that we have interest in, as well as through work experience. If you don't have any work experience, it's great to have other ways to make mentors. I don't know if our dogs are our mentors, but they definitely have relationships with us. Our coaches, I don't even know how many coaches throughout my life. A lot of coaches and mentors. Mastermind groups. I love mastermind groups. I've been involved in many mastermind groups and led many mastermind groups because they're such a powerful tool for cross-industry growth and learning from other people in other industries that aren't your direct competition, but they teach us things that we can learn, that we can apply in our business and in our industry. And they shortcut the process, right? Coaches, mentors, and masterminds all help us to grow and move forward in our business much, much faster. Dogs, man's best friend, reduce the risk of schizophrenia. Now, I could argue that growing and building our supersize our business may or may not reduce the risk of mental illness in us. It depends on how we approach it and what we bring to building and growing and supersizing our business. Sometimes my businesses have made me kind of crazy. Other times they've helped me to grow and be calmer and more rational in situations. It's helped me to improve different skills and things I needed in my life, like handling emotions, emotional intelligence, dealing with difficult people, knowing when I am a difficult person and dealing with myself and taking those behaviors and putting them in check. But you may or may not think that building your own business has an impact on your mental illness. Dogs improve our cardiovascular health. There have been studies that have linked people owning dogs to having better cardiovascular health. I think it's probably because you got to take a dog out and walk it. So that means you're getting up and you're moving several times a day instead of being so sedentary. Well, depending on your business and what type of business you're supersizing, again, it may or may not improve your cardiovascular health, but it reminds us that we better take care of our physical health or we're not going to be able to supersize and grow our business. dogs make life better and help us to live longer. Again, scientific studies have shown that people that have pets and dogs live longer. I think that's why my mom lives in an older person development now. She's 85, and she's like the only one in the place that doesn't have a dog. And so I think that is evidence that people need the companionship. People or want the companionship, and they want the physical activity of having to take the dog out and walk it. So I don't know, does your business and supersizing your business remind you to take care of yourself physically, get some cardiovascular activity? I had jobs in corporate America where I walked at least 6 miles a day, just staying in touch and doing my job and keeping going in a particular business. And I noticed when I went to a different business, I was in a much smaller facility, and I had to actually do something outside of work in order to get the cardiovascular exercise that I needed, or just the movement that I needed. So does your business, I think our business, supersizing and growing our business, definitely has the ability to make our life better and help us live longer, because it gives us a purpose. It gives us something that we're working toward. Dogs and man's best friend teach us different ways to learn. If you've had more than one dog in your life, and I think I've probably had at least a dozen different dogs throughout my life. From the time I was a little girl, we had dogs growing up, and each dog was different, right? Their personalities are different. What it takes to teach them and train them is totally different. There's some things that work for all the dogs, and there's other things that work on one dog that have zero effect on another dog. So dogs teach us that we might learn in different ways as well, and the people we interact with will learn in different ways than we do necessarily. So I think that's a great lesson that we learned from Man's Best Friend. And finally, dogs teach us about ourselves. Now, I say, and I totally believe, that building businesses, having your own business, supersizing a business for sure, and growing it are the best personal development tool that you will find that you never knew you were getting into when you started or decided that you wanted to have your own business. I don't know anybody that starts a business or gets involved in business or decides to grow a business that entered it because they wanted to become a better version of themselves, because they wanted to develop as a person or as a leader or as a human being. But growing and building and supersizing your business automatically puts you on a personal development track, because you will never grow or your business will never grow and expand beyond what you're capable of. And that means sometimes letting go of a lot of things and bringing in people that are more capable than we are in order to allow our business to grow and become what it is that we really want it to. And dogs have the ability to do that too. They will test us. They will try us. I'm taking care of my daughter's dogs right now, and the last 2 nights in a row, they've gone insane barking. One night it was foxes next door, and last night I didn't even get up to see what it was. I just said, I'm not getting up, I'm not getting up, and I tried to tune it out. I put on a meditation to try to tune them out, and went to sleep. But they taught me that sometimes I need to respond, and sometimes I don't need to respond. I didn't need to hear the crazy sound that foxes make in the middle of the night. That just kept me awake longer. All right, so I would love to know your experience with Man's Best Friend. Do you have a dog? Are you a dog person? I've had dogs, and I didn't think I was a cat person, but I had cats for a bunch of years too. Don't currently have either, although I do get to interact with my kids' pets a lot. So, do you have a dog? Do you think Man's Best Friend can teach us anything about growing and building and supersizing our business? If so, share. Otherwise, this is our final relationship-related idiom for, I don't know if it's for this year, but for this segment. We're moving on to the life framework area of contribution tomorrow. So we will have contribution-related idioms. That might be a more challenging one for me to figure out how to link that. Not how to link it to business, because to me, if you're building a business and supersizing a business, you're automatically contributing to the world. But in terms of finding contribution-related idioms, it might be a challenge. But I love a good challenge. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.